DDS presentation. Let me start the presentation with the quote by Barack Obama. The human brain is the most complex thing in the universe, and understanding it is the most important challenge we face. Today, the scientific tool provided by Ratnasamy sir has made it easy and interesting to understand this complex brain. So let me start my session by thanking sir for the wonderful scientific tool and the training given to us, and also make me a part of this excellent journey. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank my mentor, Suresh, for giving me a clue to write the story. He said that you can ask any question to people who have capital X, and they will definitely open up. So this has helped me to ask her questions step by step and help me to write her story. I listened to Mrs. Bona Pasupati ma'am's self-discovery, in which she has mentioned that we have to interact and develop a rapport between the clients. This has definitely helped me to present this story today. I would like to thank her for the same. I have made an attempt to make this session little interesting by presenting it as a story. This story will be a feast for the visual learners, as I made it very colorful, and a treat for the auditory learners as I'm going to narrate it slide by slide. This presentation is a live story and not an imaginary one. I am presenting this DDS in 3 different forms. The first one through story form, the second one by pictorial representation, and the surprise report given by sir in the traditional method. Before going to the story, I wanted to tell you how this thought came to my mind. I wanted GBP, which is very useful to humankind, to become very popular. How can it become popular? I want some famous story writer should script our sir's journey of GBP, and a director should come forward to film it to make it popular. Then I thought, okay, let me give a start to make it happen. So this is the story behind my Maya's story. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. This is my heroine, Maya. So let me start the story. This is heroine's mother. Now I have changed my client's name as Maya. There was a bubbly little girl named Maya. She had a working mother who was very strict and conventional type. This girl is very boisterous in nature, but the mother wanted to bring her up as a traditional girl. She was not given any liberty. According to her mother, girls means they should get up early in the morning, help mother in her routine work, be indoors, don't run, don't jump, don't play with boys, no short dress, no sleeveless blouse, only long gowns. As the mother was working and came late in the evening, the girl was sent to different classes like music class, dance class, yoga class, and Bhagavad Gita class. Though the girl was very obedient and listened to her mother, she grew up to a young girl with mother's expectation, but her thought process was very different. Unique thinking, her thoughts were very different and wanted to fly high in the sky. She was very studious and got a medicine seat. She completed her postgraduate studies in laparoscopy. Contrary to her mother, she was the only female PG student who happened to be with 9 to 10 PG male doctors. She wanted to walk out at midnight alone. As a young girl, she had interest in wearing more of a saffron-colored dress. She performed dance and music extremely well by giving many stage performances. As she grew, her boisterous nature made her think masculine. She had different perceptions in everything. She wanted to marry a man who is a divorcee or a person who has lost his wife and is living with his kids. she had extremely different thoughts. Finally, she found one such person and told him the idea of marrying him, but he strictly said no. Till today, she continues to be his friend. She is not bothered about the people around her or the gossip which is around her or the society in which she lives. Due to her mother's pressure and compulsion, our heroine Maya got married to an orthosurgeon. Now she has two kids, one boy and the other one is a girl. Now, as a mother, she was very different. She doesn't want to give them any pressure. Getting up in the morning? No, let them sleep and get up in their own time. Completing the schoolwork? No, after all, they are kids. Let them take their own time. Don't want to follow any time schedule. Dress code? Let her wear any dress she likes. She says kids should enjoy the childhood fun and they should not be compelled to do anything. She says until primary school, it's okay to be in the regular school, but later she wants her daughter to learn some performing arts, which she likes, and along with that, let her learn some vocational group and choose the career of her choice without getting any pressure or tension. She doesn't want her kids to be in the traditional school. They should learn values, ethics, morals, and life skills. She has resigned her job for the sake of her children. She has her own clinic now and she has got attached herself to 2 to 3 hospitals which are nearby and she goes there to perform her surgery in her free time. She is not very much attached to the family, but she has to give her children the love and nurturing which she did not get in her childhood. She is more spiritual in nature. Left alone without her mother's pressure, she wouldn't have married at all. She would have become a sannyasi. Her vision is different. She wanted to learn naturopathy and have her own hospital in outskirts. She wanted to go for an adventurous tour. She wanted to climb high mountains. She wanted to walk through the forest and admire nature. She wanted to travel to different places and countries and explore the world. After a certain age, she wants to let her children aloof and allow them to do whatever they want. She said she wanted to live independently and doesn't want her children to take care of her. She says she needs fulfillment in her life. She says she doesn't need permission from her husband to do anything and she won't even ask for it. I will do things as I wish. So she is totally a different personality. She is going along the flow in all the other areas. She speaks softly, gently without hurting others, answers all the questions patiently, gives full freedom to ask her any question during interpretation, which has definitely helped me to write her story. So this is the story of Maya. Now, I think from the presentation, some of you would have guessed her UID. Have you? Her thoughts were different, unique thoughts, unique thinking. So it says her frontal lobes have X1 and X1. She goes along the flow, says the water personality. So A1 in all the lobes. Now you can see the UID. Maya has A1 in frontal lobes, X1 in the, sorry, A1 in the prefrontal lobes, X1 in the frontal lobes, A1 in parietal, A1 in temporal, and A1 in occipital. Now coming to the inference, her prefrontal is emulative in nature. She is able to execute what she thinks. Both left and right frontal X1 and X1, very unique thoughts, out of box thinking, wanted to fly high, spirituality is high, don't want to do traditional things, wanted to be very different from others. A1 in parietal is fine motor skills to handle a laparoscopic instruments and surgery very well. Her sensory motor skills has helped her to perform her stage dances well. Now coming to her temporal lobes, clear communication, good oratorical skills, not bothered about earning money. She is good stage singer, occipital lobes, A1, visual appreciation, aesthetic sense, walking through the nature, 3D visualization is good. Her entire personality is revolving around X1. Now her though she is if you take her genetic behavior disc model, her dominance and influence are good. She is a problem solver, risk taker, has strong will, very determined, needs recognition from others, takes decisions quickly. As an influential person, she enjoys group activity. She is people oriented, talkative, humorous, and peacemaker. She makes new friends easily. She will tell what she thinks and feels openly. Enjoys entertaining people, motivator, problem solver, very enthusiastic, persuasive, and influencing person. Now you can see here her self-confidence is more with 1.38 and her self-motivation is 1.22 and independence is 1.31 and enthusiasm is 1.48. So this shows my story would have revealed all her original characters there. Now coming to the characteristics of capital X people. Conventional jobs will not suit for the people with capital X. They will decide on their own. They will open up very fast. They will go deeper into their thoughts. Capital X people will not shy away. They will not argue. They will acknowledge anything if it is right. Now, my conclusion as a GPP interpreter, her thought process about life is very different from others. Her profile is not suitable for family life. She has a lot of spiritual interest. She is not compromising on anything. She proceeds with her gut feelings. More than a doctor, she should have become a philosophist. Now, repetition work will be boring for her. She wants to do new things. That is why she's saying now she wants to do her naturopathy clinic. She wanted to have her own clinic, hospital. Fulfillment is very important for her. Attachment to the family is there now because of her strong temporal lobe. Concern to kids also comes from the right temporal lobe. As she is emulative in nature, she can adapt and live, but she will definitely move away from this lifestyle. She is an optimistic person. As she is picture smart and body smart, she can travel to any place she wants. Now that is why she's getting all the ideas of going, climbing the mountains and walking through the forest, enjoying the aesthetic nature are coming from this picture smart and body smart. Her occipital lobe is making her to think creatively and gives her an aesthetic sense. Her parenting style is very different. She also says she's interested in giving sex education in schools and doesn't mind staying new to explain it. Oh my God, she's a different personality. External looks are deceptive. If you talk to her, you'll be amazed. I was stunned to see the X1 in her. Now we are moving to her husband's report. I have named him as Ian. Actually, I wanted to name his Onion because of his split personality. You can see that he's having C3D1 in the prefrontal and has the highest energy there. And you can see that C3X in the frontal with 70 and 65 and the cognitive nature in the parietal with 77 and 70 and the cognitive nature again C1, C3 and energy level 74, 73 and in the occipital here 79, 72. Almost all the lobes are very strong, have very strong energy. Here C3 with energy level 83 in the left prefrontal, which is the highest in his report. The C, which is aggressive in nature, expresses anger and dominance. There is a driving force to lead people. In the frontal lobe, he has C3X, C3X. So these small X gives him lot of difficulties most of the time, and he acts according to the situation aggressively. Apart from this, all the other lobes are cognitive in nature, so automatically adamancy, aggressiveness, firmness will definitely be there. Decision making and execution will be very strong. Grasping will be excellent. Developing new things also will be there. Now here I have just portrayed this picture to show his air personality and fire personality, and also the nicknames he's having in his workplace. Now right prefrontal is highly diplomatic in nature, especially at home. Can see both views, highly creative and seeks freedom. In this person, you can see an onion. The reason for naming him I am, the split personality. The left brain C makes him yell at others, and in the office is a terror. He fires everyone. So everyone has nicknamed him as lion, tiger. He roars like a lion, bounces like a tiger, and leaps like a cheetah. Once he is out of office, his D personality will make him a diplomatic person. He speaks to the staff so well. He will invite them for a coffee, offer them lift in his car. He'll be very diplomatic. He behaves as though nothing has happened inside the office. Once he reaches home, he's very quiet. He listens to his wife very patiently, nods his head for everything, and never opens his mouth to have a conflict. His wife gets irritated because he's not giving any scope for fighting. His wife says, please open your mouth, at least to fight with me. Now this picture, one side is showing his cognitive nature and the other side showing his diplomatic nature. So the cognitive nature shows his anger, his very patient and aggressive nature. And here he's happy and he chooses diplomatic. Now coming to the prefrontal lobe, two different personalities in prefrontal lobe. Prefrontal is for execution. At the work site, as C3 is there, he will execute his work very aggressively and firmly, but outside the office and at home, he will try to be very diplomatic because of D1. Though prefrontal is for people development, it changes into people criticism. D1 will try to analyze and take decision. He will think if this development will be useful or not. Frontal lobes, C3X, C3X in the frontal lobes will give him stress. Triggers will be there. Small x in the frontal lobes helps in creating new and innovative ideas strongly. C3X in frontal will try to find mistakes, find the minus in people. Instead of appreciating, criticism will come there. C3X will also expect results very faster. Now left parietal, his fine motor skills are very good. That is why he is able to handle his instruments during surgery very proficiently. Right parietal, since he is a doctor, physician, he maintains his body very well. He does walking and jogging regularly in the evening and keeps his physical body fit. Now temporal lobes are cognitive in nature, so his aggressive speaking comes from here. Verbal ability is high, words come out like fire and hurt others. He is very good at observing sounds and highly sensitive to sounds. Left occipital, as usual, data accuracy is good, observation skills are excellent, visual criticism will be present. Now, right occipital, visual sensitivity, visual recall, spatial skills, and 3D visualization is fine. All the lobes have high potential, so development is more than management. Visual and fine motor skills are responsible for becoming a surgeon. Now, for your kind information, this man has become a surgeon due to his father's compulsion. His father is a police officer who used to beat him black and blue, and his mother also has experienced that traumatic life, and he has a soft corner towards women, and he always yells at men. So this is the reason for his becoming a doctor. As a left brainer, people related work will not suit him at all. His NL speed is high. He is a multitasker and good at extracting productive work from people. Now, if you look at this smartness profile, you can see that his spirituality quotient is high. Therefore, he is cosmic smart, and he can also follow any spiritual guru. His intelligent quotient is also high. So you can see his logic smart and world smart is high here. His calculative mindset and material accuracy will also be good. He should work on his EQ. Though it is showing 19.3, he has to manage his emotional quotient as because of his cognitive nature. So he can improve this by doing meditation regularly. Adversity quotient is 19.9 again. He can handle any problems in any adverse situations. Now his dominance is strong. So all of you know that dominance means they are risk taker, problem solver, has strong will, very determined, needs recognition from others, takes decision quickly. On the career side, his focus is goal and performance. Task and technology oriented job would have suited him well. Self-motivation is high, independence is high, and efficiency also is very high. He has the potential to do research work also. His entrepreneur suitability also is high. He can surely become a successful businessman. Now this is Maya's report. Maya's daughter's report. I am not giving her name here. So here you can see Maya has got all the emulative nature from her mother, and this X1 in the frontal with the same energy she has acquired from her mother, and see this cognitive skills she has acquired from her father with more energy there. So if you look at this report, she has capital X1 in the left frontal, prefrontal, parietal, and occipital or emulative in nature, temporal, cognitive with highest energy. As always, sir says, receiver and amplifier are very strong here. So input and output are also very strong. Frontal X1 is with lowest energy. She should take care of time management, definitely. Sequential thinking and decision making is not good. Execution will get delayed because of delayed decision making. Decision should not be taken emotionally or urgently. Should take decision only by thinking and not by feeling. She can take a note of everything and practice step by step. Writing down will help her to slow down the speed. Parents should be firm and ask her not to move to the next level without completing the first one. Meditation may help her to improve this in a later stage. Decision makers should be a mentor for her. She can make strong affirmation and make decision making a habit. Right parietal, she has to involve in some sports activities or dance. But this girl is already learning dance and silambam. Her left temporal attachment to money and resources is more. She can learn more languages. She can learn 2 to 3 languages also. Her oratorical skills are very good. Her energy should be channelized. She can join any public speaking course and speak well. She can join Toastmaster course, personality development course. Right temporal audio appreciation is good. She's already learning music and she's attending Bhagavad Gita class. She can understand people's emotions, but she has to they learn to take a decision by thinking and not by feeling. Now, if you see her sensory learning, study preferences, pictorial learning is good. So learning with picture, she needs to use iconic memory for this. And oral speaking and listening is very good. Duration can be increased by listening to stories, discussion boards, group discussions, teaching to others, or listening to audios. Now, reading is interest and duration is high. She can do well in this area. Writing is also very good. Interest is more as well as duration is more. Now, practical also she can do well by moving her body and muscle movement. Doing anything practically will help her well. Now you can see here her semantic memory is very less. So what is semantic memory? Semantic memory is learning general facts, general knowledge, facts about the world, learning formulas, theories. So these things will be very difficult for her. So repeated practice will help her to learn this. Echoic memory is genetically good, but she needs rehearsal in this area. She can make use of this. So hearing things once will be stored in the echoic memory for longer time. Now here are some suggestions for Maya's data. I have asked her to follow these for 3 to 4 years and find out the changes in her. Now, the first suggestion was, she always say, her mother says that she wanted to change her school in the primary level itself. I have advised her to allow her to remain in CBSE till 10th grade. She can consider transitioning her school to a state board for higher studies, higher secondary education, where she can pursue biology subject for medicine or opt for a vocational route as the mother wish. Given her strong temporal lobe, she excels in oratorical skills, so she can encourage her to explore performing arts and continue with classical dance. Additionally, enrolling her in a Toastmaster course can enhance her public speaking skills. So incorporate meditation into her routine to enhance her ability to think, act, and manage time effectively. Since she may not readily accept verbal advice or criticism, communicate important messages through writing, whether on a whiteboard or in a diary. Encourage her to maintain a things to do list and adhere to a strict schedule for effective time management. Create or hear audiobooks and also make her to read aloud will help her to improve her memory. Find a study buddy group and also group study will enhance her ability to learn. Teach to others and teach to yourself. She can also have a background music while studying and learn. And she can participate in classroom discussions and storytelling sessions. Audio visual learning also will help her. Now, let us see Maya's UID. MBTI. Her MBTI is ESTP, extroverted. So that is why she talks everything openly. She takes everything. She's sensing, intuitive, and perceiving. The EST people are very charming and witty. They like to interact with people. Now, IN's MBTI is ISTJ shows introverted, sensing, thinking, and judging. They are energized by independent work, logical, and skilled in organization and time management. They follow rules. They are hard workers who are reliable, productive, and persistent. They are very stubborn too. Now, coming to the compatibility of husband and wife. As a wife, she is extroverted in nature and likes to talk much. As a husband, he is very diplomatic at home and listens to her. He decides to keep his mouth shut at home to avoid problems. So they have a good compatibility there. Now, as a mother in parenting, she wants to give liberty to her children, freedom to her children. She wants them to enjoy childhood fun. But as a father, he wants his kids to be very systematic in doing things, meticulous in doing work, and he wanted them to follow time management also. So I have advised as a parent whether to help her to follow the suggestions given and help her to overcome her problems and to improve. Now, this is the surprise report given by Sir. I have named her, I have changed her name as this Sneha. Now here you can see this girl has, wherever C3 is there, her energy level is also more. Can you see? 86, 78, 77, 83, 83, 81. So wherever cognitive is there, so the cognitive personality is dominating her. Let us go to the left prefrontal. It is evaluative in nature. Energy is 61%. So she has curiosity to know about things, analytical thinking, asking what, when, why, where, and planning the work comes from here. Right prefrontal is cognitive in nature. Right prefrontal has highest energy of 86%. She will be very energetic, enthusiastic, and very spontaneous in doing things. Now, left frontal rational thinking, sequential thinking, logical thinking, and semantic learning also comes from here. She knows to accept and reject things. Right frontal, feeling, sympathy, holding on to people, patience, perseverance, and solving problem also comes from here. Her left parietal with fine motor skills and tool and technology handling. As left parietal's energy is less, writing will be definitely a problem for her. She has to pay more attention in writing. Now coming to the right parietal, which is very, very strong. Her overall body management will be very good. She'll be very good at sports or dance. The biggest challenge for her will be sitting in one place and learning, because she becomes restless when she sits in a place for longer time. So she has to change her place, or she has to uh, fix a time for learning, and she has to move on to improve her learning time. Now, left temporal, she will be more calculative. Learning money will be there in her uppermost mind. She has a very good oratorical skill. She can speak efficiently and influence others. She can learn different languages also. Her right temporal, this is very strong. She can learn music, as audio appreciation is good. Learning music through repeated practice may not work out for her, but she has the ability to learn music by exploring. Developing relationship is good. She will express her feelings through strong words, which may hurt others. Emotional breakdowns will be there. She takes decision only by feeling, but she has to definitely take decision only by thinking. She is a right brainer, so people-centric work will suit her, but she has to take again care of her words when she's talking with people. Her NL speed is moderate in both left brain and right brain. So she has to put a lot of effort to learn and grow good. She is an accelerated learner. So CBSE or ICSE curriculum will suit her. She is an intuitive learner and she can do well in her university. Her temporal lobes are strong. So auditory learning will be good. Reading ability is also good. She can learn by doing work, practical work, working memory and semantic memory, episodic memory and body memory is genetically high. Her extracurricular activities, she can take cookery and craft. She can take oratorical skills. Her temporal lobes are very strong, and her parietal lobe is also very strong. She can do some performing arts, and writing and blogging also comes easily for her. And coming to subject preferences, biology, humanities, commerce shows the highest value, so she can choose these subjects. Now coming to college majors, she can take again biological science, humanities, commerce, and education and technology. She can do teaching, mentoring, and also she can do social studies. She can also take nursing, healthcare, BSc honors, but she has to take cognitive skills like journalism. She can take journalism also, and speaking as writing and speaking skills are good. So she can take journalism. Now, if you see her here, her compliance is more, and also her steadiness. So people with compliance desire to double check. They'll double check the work they do. They prefer to do work by themselves. They have an aggressive approach. They adhere to rules. They have high standards. They are very careful, cautious, task oriented, speak very accurately, use large vocabulary, perfectionist, needs clear explanation for everything. Now coming to steadiness, they are good supporters, people oriented, reserved for getting familiar, stable and sincere, likes routines, patience and easygoing, good listener, possessive in nature, caring, soft-hearted and help others, avoids risk, conflict, very calm and peace, very cooperative with others while carrying out their work. Now here her artistic nature is very good. So she can be creative. She can express herself very creatively. She is original and independent, likes creative activities like art, craft, dance, music, cookery, or creative writing. Now you can see her patience is very good. Her cooperative skills are very good. Friendliness nature is good. And also thoughtfulness is very good. Now she can take manufacturing and administration and public affairs as she has more interest in this. Now MBTI of Sneha is ENFJ. She extraversion, outgoing personality, gets energized by talking to people. She likes to engage herself in lively discussions. Intuitive, focused on ideas and concepts rather than facts and details. She has feeling. She makes decisions based on feelings and values, but it will be very good if she takes a decision by thinking. She prefers to be planned and organized rather than spontaneous and flexible. Now, coming to the story of Maya, I should definitely tell me that they were the first clients for me from outside. I went out for a function where I was given an award as a best online supporter. There I met Maya and her husband, and I spoke to them about our genetic brain profiling. Immediately, both of them accepted and took their fingerprint of kids. And as I readily went with a laptop and scanner, I was able to take the scans at the same time. After interpretation, they were very interested in doing for themselves, and they did the GPP for them. Later, They have given me 16 references. So I'm very, very happy, and also I'm very grateful to this family. Now let me share some of the testimonials given by my clients. Now one is given by Yogita Bali. She is working in Standard Chartered Bank as a manager, and she came for doing genetic brain profiling. And let me read out her testimonial. I wanted to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mrs. Vijeyalakshme Shivakumar for the insightful experience of undergoing the GBP. Your expertise and the GBP report provided me with invaluable insights into my strengths and weakness, offering me a profound understanding of my personality. I am deeply appreciative of the effort you put into analyzing and interpreting the results of the GBP. Your expertise and dedication have empowered me to a journey of self-improvement with confidence and clarity. Once again, I thank you for your invaluable contribution to my personal development. I am truly grateful to the transformative experience of undergoing the GBP under your guidance. Now, let me read out the testimonial of Mrs. Deepa. She came for genetic profiling for her daughter, Samantika. Mrs. Vijeyalakshme Shivakumar comes with years of experience in observing children's growth. This puts her best placed to interpret the GPP scores. She was able to give me a balanced view of both the strengths and areas of development. She also gives practical tips based on her years of experience as a teacher. We are grateful for her time and expertise in helping our child excel, Mrs. Deepa. Now, definitely, I want to read out the testimonial of Dr. Jagat Reddy. He came with a problem with his wife. They had some problem, issues with them. So he wanted to correct himself. So he went forward and asked to find out what is wrong with him. After interpretation, I gave him certain advices, and he called me last week and said, now the problem with his wife has been solved. I am Dr. Jagat Reddy. I am glad to have met Mrs. Vijayalakshme and was astonished with the interpretation of GPP. She interpreted the report impeccably and charted out my strengths and weakness. The most amazing thing is the solutions she has provided to strengthen my challenges. I have also begun to follow her recommendations to fortify my weakness and start my new journey. I am indebted to her for providing me with these insights and wish Madam a success with GBP and wish she will be continue to help many more like me in the future. Thank you, Madam. And another testimonial which I want to share is about this testimonial of Balarajan Chandrasekharan. He has worked in USA in a very reputed company. Now he has come back to India and he is the Assistant Vice President of ANQ Tech Chennai. And interestingly, he came to find to take his, give his fingerprints all the way from 30 to 40 kilometers away. He traveled to my house and he said he heard through his wife's friend that doing GBP and he came and gave his fingerprints. I clearly told him that it will take at least a week for me to interpret. But this gentleman, as soon as he reached home, he was pestering me to give the report. I told him I'll be getting the report only the next day. And again, the day after next, he was asking me about the interpretation. I told, sir, I have received the report just now. I'll do the interpretation and call you soon. So this inquisitive nature of me made me to think and go ahead and write an additional line that he has interest in farm breeding or pharmacistry. So he was definitely amazed by seeing our GBP interpretation. So his testimonial I like to read here. Your fingerprint analysis is very effective and precise. It is impressive how easily it identifies and verifies people. It aids individuals evaluating their strengths and weakness to prioritize their focus accordingly. Mrs. Vijeyalakshme Shivakumar was courteous in sharing the report and explaining it during a Zoom call. This analysis will be useful for parents to guide their children on the areas of expertise, which will in turn shape their future. Now, Mr. Balarajan Chandrasekharan is doing a research in palm reading. So that is his inquisitiveness to know what we are doing in GPP through fingerprints. Now I have come to an end of the session. I like to thank every one of you for spending your valuable time and paying attention to my presentation. I would like to thank here my grandson Hityas and Raghav for his animation work and slide work. I will fail in my duty if I don't thank Julie, who is there for me along getting me a pin or turning this mountain rock. She goes around everywhere and does the work for me. She goes out for taking scans. She works as a computer for me. Thank you, Julie, for everything.
Yeah, excellent. And thank you, Vijay. Really given an excellent presentation. Now I would like to hear from the audience their feedback before Suresh and we come to the concluding remarks of the session. Yeah, please go ahead, my dear friends. You can unmute and give your response. Suresh wants to speak. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir, and good evening to all. Actually, this is a wonderful presentation. You have done it very well. So you have tried it in a different way. It came out very well, and I should appreciate your attitude towards and your commitment, because you are taking care of your grandson. I think in last 10 days he is in hospital. You're taking care of him. In spite of it, you have done a very good job, and I think last 4 days only we have decided, or we have finalized the PPT. So I think your commitment and your attitude is I have seen very well in the presentation and in the outcome. So I think you're also very committed in doing scans. I think you all know that she completed at least 30, almost 35 scans in last 4 months, I think. So it is a very good work, and it is highly appreciable. So I'm happy in mentoring you. So all the best for your future guidance or help that you are going to do for many clients. I think you will surely transform lives in many lives. So thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Suresh.
Thank you so much, Suresh.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kritika, please go.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Vijeyalakshme, I really liked your way of narration, your way of the presentation. For some reason, it took me back to the early days of storybook reading in magazines. How nice those pictures would be given along with the narration of the story. That I felt a very retro style of presentation and narration, and I felt that it was really good. And it shows that you're very good at storytelling. You're a very good narrator, and I can see how your clients would have listened to you very raptly, and they would have really felt as if you were weaving pieces of their life together. So I see that you're very regular in the morning sessions. So best wishes to you for continued learning, for more learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Kritika.
Yeah. Anji, Teji, please.
Namaskar, madam. This is the first interaction I'm having with you, and direct interaction on video call. But this session has been very good session, a pretty detailed one. And in our normal communication, I get to see a lot of daily inspirations which you are giving it to me. It's really good to see your commitment, the way you are putting in efforts, and all the support system which sir has also created and supporting like anything. Good presentation, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Yeah, Bhuvanesh, please.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Mrs. Vijeyalakshme. It
Good
was
evening,
a
ma'am. Good evening.
very good presentation. You had given a nice story twist and made it very interesting. I don't know what your UID is. Definitely, your imagination is very good. And yeah, visually it was very appealing. And you had structured your presentation and organized it so well that we didn't find it boring at all. It was very interesting. And of course, your progress has been commendable. The fast pace at which you're working, the interest which you're taking. And we all know that it is ideal post-retirement job and you've taken it so seriously. It's so nice for MiDNA. So good, and you're making good use of your contacts and your networking. And you're progressing so beautifully. I wish you all the best in MiDNA. Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bhuvana. Yeah. Anyone else? Please raise your hand. Okay. Yeah, so coming to the concluding remarks for the session, I think you are becoming the female version of Ratnaswamy, because in the group I see a lot of conversations, communications you make, and you make instant responses. Nowadays I see you are the only person who make more frequent responses, interactions, comments, and appreciations. I was just wondering all alone how long I will be able to do that. And I'm very happy to see somebody coming along the way. And please keep this momentum and this aliveness, enthusiasm all the more. I do agree that as a left brainer, I get easily frustrated. But a cognitive and a right brainer, I'm sure you will not give up as much as I give up. So that's going to be the greatest additional point I like to see. I must thank. I see Jayshree missing today. Maybe she is busy with her work. But I must thank Jayshree for bringing you into the network. And I never thought your UID will be so connecting and powerful when I saw in the first the first learning session. But then during the learning itself, you proved to be a very you mean business. Okay, there's no just like that kind of thing. You take everything with a lot of commitment and systematic, organized. Everything is excellently there. And just to give Bhuvana some hint, she has an X1 in the left occipital. Rest of them all are cognitive. And interestingly, she is one person who has more than 100 in the left prefrontal, which we have said we can't give more than 100. So we have made it 99 to look, as if we have been very favorable to, to the scores. So coming back to your session and your current 3 to 4 months, we have seen a few number of entrants in MiDNA have done a work like you, so aggressive and so fast. And I must remember and remind the audience, Sanuha Priya is one girl who has been 100% cognitive, and she did around 30 plus scans, and she did her, the earlier self-discovery 2.0 and 3.0 also within a very short span. So if at all one person I can recall with not many people come and do, but then they suddenly lose the steam. But I have seen along after Sanopriya, 100% cognitive, and you are more right-brainer. And I have seen your work, your responses, your learning, and especially you are the one longing to come for the 5:45 session. I told after self-discovery you can come, and you did your self-discovery and you started coming there. I see a lot of enthusiasm, and I must tell for those who are not joining me at 5 o'clock, at least for the last 3 weeks, Vijeyalakshme is the only person who does the brain yoga also along with me. And I must say, she is the first person to do that for such a long time. I know many others also have done, but not as religiously, as consistently, as steadily as Vijayalakshmi has done, because she used to get up at 3 o'clock, and her lifestyle is much earlier than even my lifestyle starting time. I think she is very committed, aggressive, and you can understand. I would like to put her report for a 6-page report and would like to take it up for a session along with her, and probably we'll do that for learning many other aspects of such a powerful UID that she has. So I'm thanking Jayshree for bringing her here, because I see, I don't know, I somehow believe that if you consider me doing very good with the diagnostic, the decoding aspect of genetic brain profiling, I have an expectation that she will become the most comprehending, nurturing expert in MiDNA. That's my logical expectation. Hopefully, surely it will happen, because a right brainer with a lot of temporal lobe ability to connect and communicate for a very long time with the clients. I think she will be a good decoding as well as good nurturing expert as well. And I'm just seeing her to be a good faculty in the long run. I think Suresh should be happy that you have got one more teacher, trainer, committed, as willing to take up multiple roles. And I think with this kind of UID, you can't be busy at home. I think that's the message. Okay, any amount of domestic work that you take, it cannot engage you. So I'm sure you're already doing a lot of writing work for me. She's already writing a ABCD of Wow Parenting, a booklet. It will happen soon. She will release, and that's going to be the Smart Parenting booklet for the network. Like I have done it in Tamil, she is doing it in English in a slightly different way. I'm sure when the book comes and does, it will bring in a lot of deeper understanding to her. I have no words to appreciate her vocabulary, communications, versatility, except that little bit of, I would say, expertise lacking in the technology. I think she has got her grandson to do that work, and an assistant she has kept for computer related work and all. This is what a right brainer will do. I continue to tell that a dominant person shows authority in the work they do, whereas the right brainer authorizes people to do that work. I think she's a classic example of she doesn't mind taking help from people by saying it, by requesting it. And that is the great capability of a right brainer. A lot of visual, visionary. I think she's going to be a great, what you can say, source for all of us. I think we discussed also in some other earlier session, and I see her as anytime you can knock her and you can call her and you can respond. And I have seen she is one person who responds to my messages before I expect her to respond all the time. Though she is not good with technology, but the urge to be there online means she is online. Dynamic, so much dynamism is there. Dynamism is nothing to do with technology. That is something to do with your left prefrontal. Only the technology is from the left occipital. So maybe the dynamism is there, but not technologically. But at the human interactive level, there is a lot of dynamism is there. And I think she's going to be a university for us to learn a lot of qualities in her. Will definitely be able to make use of it in the way of interactions and all. So all the very best. I was really, you are one person I was looking for when you will come into the ledger and become an expert. And I'm sure it's a matter of another few months' time. You will take up the genetic brain profiling comprehensive report also. I'm sure you will definitely give a try, and that will be your ultimate decoding expert competency that we are going to that we have in our network, and then subsequently lifetime nurturing expertise that is going to be there all the time. So coming back to your interpretations, because I gave a report, I'm supposed to comment about your interpretations of the sample report I gave. And that report, obviously, there were few things that were not exactly given little more time. Probably you thought it will take more time. And I had also given you a time of 45 to 50 minutes. And I think you stuck to that time as well. What 2, 3 things I wanted to tell is the left frontal capital X. My dear friends who are there in the session, left frontal is the drive to do routine things. If you remember, endorphins are the neurochemicals connected with the left frontal. Because the left frontal X is there, I think that was not the regular report, but some other report, that child's report, I guess. Okay, you need to remember that it will stimulate the feeling, and the feeling will stimulate the right side of the brain, which you did make a statement, and all your suggestions and guidance were very good. As far as the report that I gave, the left prefrontal was A1 and the left parietal is also A1. The right parietal is C3. The message that I wanted to hear from you was their writing skills, fine motor skills are very good. What is lacking is the energy to do step by step, which will reflect in the sequential activity that the person will do. So maths, they will do mental mathematics better, but the steps based mathematics, because the energy is so high in other compartments, it will be like an Ethiopian child compared to the Western countries' children. There is a deficiency of energy, starving of energy. Thereby, the steps don't get into the muscle memory because she doesn't practice. So the message there is practical she will do well. Practice she is not avoid, she is not doing it by default. And the homework is consciously work on reward when a sum is done and the results are achieved, please reward them. Otherwise, in the exam, they will get stuck in the steps and they will not know what is the next step they have to write. Okay, so that is one message I wanted to just tell there. And the second thing, whenever you see an intuitive person, the sensorial experience is not there much. This is very important. Intuitive will not do university well always, unless otherwise the visual support is not there. In case of intuitive, you can say whatever work they do as an adult, they will do well, but not as far as the education of university is concerned. Okay, because university means you don't see anything in university, you see what is happening around, you grasp from that and you deliver it. It is like read books and books and books and books and books and then you deliver. That's what universities are. But intuitive people are busy within their head, so they introspect a lot rather than are going through the sensorial experiences. That's an input there. And the last input I wanted to say that was related to the orthopedician that you said. And remember, in orthopedics, there is least amount of human interaction. So usually, left brainers, when they become doctors, they approach the patient through a machine or a tool or a technology. They don't directly touch the patient and connect with them. Concrete experience, they don't seek much. Okay, so this gentleman whom you talked about, he was very all the time he was a left brainer, and that is why he was comfortable with orthopedics. But as you rightly said, he should start an orthopedic hospital and run a hospital and be a specialist rather than meeting the clients in the OPD and trying to deal with too much routine activities as an orthopedics specialist or a expert. Okay, I think that will definitely settle down well once he moves away from the OPDs, the direct clinics where you see cases who are very routine and small level cases. You become an expert, then probably that will be taken. I think that's very excellent, and I must also tell this is the first DDS basic report which has gone as per the SOP, and everything happened excellently well. And though I was little skeptical about too many slides, but I think your story telling has made it excellently compact, short, and the message was very communicative. Very interesting. I would like to offer a advanced report for all the three of them, the daughter, the mother, and the doctor. And we will take up their report in some free session. And I want to really help with little more, little more in-depth data that can help you to communicate to them, because I am sure every client who comes to you will be definitely be followed up with what is happening to them. That's the quality of the right brainer, and that's that's something that comes to you very naturally. I'm sure if you continue to attend the morning sessions religiously, you will get transformed within you, not only because of the session, because of the yoga session you do, otherwise also at your place. And when you do that at 5 o'clock session, I'm sure it will open up a lot of new solutions, ideas. And the very interesting thing I found in your testimonials and the work you have done is everybody said you solved them, you solutions you provided. And if somebody reads my testimonial, it will tell my explanation was very elaboratory about the report, but obviously the the solution part doesn't come from me very naturally. I will keep you engaged with my clients as well, and I'm sure together we can definitely make an excellent network who can decode the reports with a lot of confidence, and also find solutions and help the clients to have a better value for the money they give. And because the money they give to us, 3,000 rupees, is really worth for a normal report to get a clear nurturing support as well. And obviously, when the advanced report comes, the capital X and small x, my dream is every capital X and small x client must come to the panel, and the panel should collectively guide them and help them to do well. That's my dream. Hopefully, one day I will be able to achieve that with the help of the decoding specialist and the nurturing specialist. This is a great opportunity for everybody to learn collaboratively, and that is going to be the point. And I am also not going to give up the learning attitude of the members. That's going to be a lifetime expectation from me. Learn and make it your habit. And this is the only addiction that you should have, is the learning attitude should become an addiction. Otherwise, I think we'll be doing little unfair, because the clients are never coming back again for the same report. So routines will not going to be useful. We must keep our learning attitude so dynamic that we should be really longing to see. And I'm going to clearly allow those who have no time for learning to be in the freelancer, in the non-ledger associate, because next means you must be the best. Till you become the best, you know rest. And I know with genetic brain profiling, you will be never the best. You'll only be bettering you on a daily basis. So once again, I thank all of you for participating after a long time. There is a DDS session, and I'm sure all of you got worth the time that you spent here. All the very best. Hope to see Vijayalakshme with her rewire certification as well in the few months' time. And the speed and the commitment that she has, I'm sure she will demonstrate. The GBPC again is the first person to interpret the comprehensive report itself. Yeah, so we will ensure that's happening as well. All the very best, Vijayalakshme, and everyone. Please do join in another session of learning. If you can't come to the morning session, it is all right, but at least the afternoon sessions, whenever it is being conducted, you please join. And I don't see any excuse. I don't appreciate any excuse for attending these weekend sessions, which are informed in advance. You can prioritize. If you have no other choice, it's all right. But this should be the choice that should be kept as the most priority. So once again, thank everyone for coming here. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.